We are back in St. Louis getting ready for the Rams and the Cardinals. For more on today's game, let's go to the sideline to Tina Servasio. Tina.
Sam, this week, Rams head coach Steve Spagnuolo had what he called an extensive conversation with Sam Bradford. He wanted to check in on his quarterback's confidence because he said he's clearly frustrated. This is kid from a college program that won, and he was worried about his confidence. Well, what Sam told me was his coach just wanted to let him know that he still had all the confidence in the world in him. And then he had a big finish. He told Sam to finish strong. Don't forget that you have to learn from your mistakes, but you can maybe grab a couple of these wins and then use that positive momentum to carry over to next season. Sam?
Thanks, Tina. We'll be checking in with Tina throughout the game. There is Ken Whisenhunt, the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals, with 39 career wins, tied for second in Arizona Cardinals history. The Rams have won the toss, and they will receive. There's Steve Spagnuolo, the head coach of the Rams. Both these coaches are just trying to keep their guys in a positive frame of mind. It's been a tough season for them.
Well, and I've been surprised at how good the attitude has been for both teams. There's still positive energy. There's still a lot to play for. Both of these teams know that, and this is a big game for each one of them.
Now, the Cardinals in recent years have dominated the season series between these two teams. The Cardinals having won 9 of the last 10. But going all the way back, it's all even at 32, 32, and 2. The Arizona Cardinals have won the last 6 games here in St. Louis. You had a look at John Skelton. He'll be starting his 4th consecutive game. Kevin Cobb is inactive, but got a lot of work this week, and Ken Whisenhunt was saying there's a good chance he will start next week.
I watched Kevin Cobb in warm-ups without pads. Obviously, he's still a little tender with that turf toe, not pushing off as much as he would like, but you would expect him to be ready to go next week.
First-year man Quinn Porter is deep as Jay Feely tees it up for the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals are 3-7 on the season, but they've won 2 of their last 3. And here is Feely kicking it off. Long line drive, 8 yards deep, bobbled by Porter, and he takes a knee.
Touchback, 1st and 10 Rams.
Tina Servasio was talking about Rams quarterback Sam Bradford. I mean, there's been a combination of things. There's been an offensive line that has been banged up all season long, that hasn't protected very well. There's been an ankle injury that he suffered, and it's been tough for him.
Everything has been thrown at this guy. A new offense, no off season, a high ankle injury, all of the injuries on the offensive line. Very tough for a quarterback to get comfortable.
Steven Jackson is the running back, 2 wide receivers to the right. And it's Jackson with not much there. Give him a yard on the carry. Last week, the Rams did a lot of empty backfield stuff. Here's the Rams offensive line. Steve Spagnuolo decided, with all the injuries, I'll just get the best 5 I can put out there. Steven Jackson, the key in the running game. Brandon Lloyd will be a key as far as the passing game goes.
And with your best 5, he's moved his right guard Harvey Dahl to left tackle and his backup center Jason Brown to right guard.
On 2nd and 9, it's Jackson again. There's a good hole there, and he bursts through. He stumbles forward to the 40-yard line. Good run by Steven Jackson. He's upset that he didn't stay on his feet. Otherwise, he might have taken it to the house.
Well, this guy is unbelievable with yards after contact, and you can see from the first 2 plays, Josh McDaniels received some criticism last week because of all the empty sets, but they're going to make a point to get Steven Jackson the ball early. The first 2 formations there on the first one, it was an unbalanced set, bringing the left tackle over to the right side. That is a heavy run formation. Here we go again with 3 wings.
It's Jackson. This time a short pickup, again about a yard. The long run was for 19. Arizona Cardinals in their 3-4 defense. They've got to change it. The nose tackle, Nick Eason, becomes the starter. Dan Williams done for the season with a broken arm. Some of the youth we talked about, Sam Acho has given them a big spark, and linebacker Darrell Washington has been outstanding. And how about Patrick Peterson?
Well, the key in this backfield, this secondary for the Cardinals, has been able to eliminate the big plays. They have cut that production in half the last 3 games.
On 2nd and 9, the toss to Jackson. It's been all Steven Jackson thus far. There's a good tackle by Darrell Washington. Washington, a second-year man out of TCU, has been outstanding. I mean, if there's one criticism of him, it's that maybe he over-pursues plays.
Well, I would much rather have a linebacker that plays fast and relentless like Darrell Washington does. He's done a great job, and when you look at their defense, they're built with some draft picks over the years, some young players that they've been able to insert into this lineup and play really well.
On 3rd and 9, they go empty with Sam Bradford out there. They go wildcat to Steven Jackson, and they gain nothing. Actually lost a yard on the play. I don't know about that call.
Well, what Josh McDaniels is thinking, 3rd and 9 with the injuries up front, it could really present itself with a protection issue. So they go with the wildcat with the defense thinking pass. They try to play it safe. They're going to be conservative. Let's face it. They want to try to win this game in the 4th quarter, not lose it in the 1st quarter.
But if you want to be conservative, why do you try a wildcat play like that? Punting it away is Donnie Jones. Angling to the sideline, a shorter punt for Donnie Jones, who's been known to boom them, but they want to keep the ball away from Patrick Peterson, who burned them last time.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com.
Cardinals start from the 27-yard line with John Skelton working out of the shotgun. Beanie Wells, the running back, to go with 3 wide receivers, and Todd Heap is back in the lineup. The toss to Beanie Wells as they power to the right side, and Wells bursts through and gets up to the 33-yard line, picked up 6 on the play. John Skelton in his 4th consecutive start. Did not have a good game last week. A rough time and was pulled after 3 quarters. Offensive line has one change. Jeremy Bridges starts at right tackle. Beanie Wells will be the key running back, but of course Larry Fitzgerald, the biggest offensive weapon, the wide receiver. Wells following Sherman, the fullback, and he's got a 1st down. James Laurinaitis rides him down at the 39-yard line. Rams on defense. Chris Long having a great year. He's got 9 sacks, 6 in the last 4 games. James Laurinaitis leads the way as the middle linebacker. And the secondary, boy, they've had injuries all season long, Chad.
Can you imagine 10 defensive backs on injured reserve? But these safeties have played really well. I'm really impressed with Darian Stewart, a 2nd-year player. Spagnuolo has given him the calls to adjust in the secondary.
2 tight ends in, Jeff King and Todd Heap. Heap motions. The toss is to Chester Taylor, and Taylor gets a yard on the play. Taylor ran the ball well in the last game. Used predominantly as a 3rd down back. Here he was used as a change of pace for Beanie Wells.
His specific role will be 3rd down, but there will also be spot plays for him on 1st and 2nd down to give Beanie Wells a break.
They go 4 wide receivers and split out Chester Taylor in the slot. Marco Sampson is in, Andre Roberts, Early Doucette, and Larry Fitzgerald. Skelton being rushed, throws too high. Big time pressure by Chris Long coming off the edge. I mean, we talked to Chris Long during the week, and he said basically the key to his success is he's learned what he does best and has gone with it.
Exactly, and you wouldn't think that pass rush is a mental game, but it is. It's a mental game. You have your physical tools, but you have to play mental games with those tackles and make sure you don't give them the same look each time out.
Cardinals just 30% on 3rd down conversions this season. 3rd and 9. Rams showing blitz. And here they come. Skelton is hit. The safety, Darian Stewart, with his second NFL sack as they bury John Skelton.
And right from the start, you'll see here, right here in the right-hand corner, Stewart sneaking in. You've got Quentin Michael want to test the A-gap. There's number 20, Darian Stewart. These guys, these safeties are really active, safety pressure. And what the Rams do, they want to blitz on 3rd and long situations.
Whose man was Darian Stewart?
Sometimes you don't have a man for him at all. It's the quarterback's job to get rid of the football.
Nick Miller just signed this week on the return, and he's got a good one. Miller picking up blocking. He's going to go all the way. Touchdown, Rams. Nick Miller was sitting at home in Phoenix, Arizona on Wednesday. The Rams signed him, and here he is scoring an 84-yard touchdown on the punt return.
And this league is about opportunity. Nick Miller missed Thanksgiving dinner, but he said he was glad to have a job, and he makes the best of his opportunity. This is exactly what the Rams needed to get jump-started in the first half and have some positive yards and positive energy.
Just amazing. Miller has played in the NFL before with the Oakland Raiders. He was with the Rams in October for a couple of weeks, but inactive. He gets signed on Wednesday, and he could be a big-time hero on Sunday. Nick Miller, 84-yard punt return. Rams lead 7-0.
This game on Fox is sponsored by Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Here we go.
Back in St. Louis, they wanted to give Nick Miller the ball, but the official said, we need it for the kickoff. We'll give it to you right afterwards. It's kicked off by Josh Brown. It's returned by LaRod Stevens, howling from 5 yards deep. And he gets it back across the 20-yard line. Third longest punt return for a touchdown in Rams history. Nick Miller does it.
Well, and right here it is. He receives the ball on the right side of the field, but you're going to see this wall being built down the left-hand side for Nick Miller. The Rams do a really good job of setting up their punt protection wall. There's a block. Here comes another block, and just one right after the other. He's able to use that wall and go right down the sideline, free to the end zone.
First kick return for a touchdown against the Cardinals this season. What a moment for Nick Miller out of Southern Utah. Cardinals start from the 20 with Beanie Wells and Anthony Sherman in the backfield. Quick pass to Andre Roberts up to the 30-yard line. About half a yard short of a first down. Give him 9 yards on the play. Nick Miller, a wide receiver who had played with the Oakland Raiders, was with the Rams for 2 weeks earlier this season, but was inactive. And then when they had the need for a third quarterback, the Rams let him go. And here he is back. Beanie Wells fighting for the yardage for a first down. He was stood up, but kept the legs churning and picks up 4. First down for the Cardinals. Cardinals' offensive game against San Francisco last week was not good. What are you thinking about what they have to do better today?
Well, number one, you can see from the start they're going to try to establish the run, and then John Skelton has to go through his progressions, make sure that he's on point with picking up the Rams' pressure, trying to get positive yards on first and second down.
3 wide receivers in. Skelton gets some time and throws too high. It's intercepted. Rod Hood brings it back. And he is down to the 31-yard line. Rod Hood, who has come back from knee surgery, was signed in September. And one of those guys getting a chance with all the injuries makes the interception.
Well, what you're going to see here, you're going to see nice coverage by the Rams. You're going to see Larry Fitzgerald right there in the slot. He's going to try to run a corner stop route with Andre Roberts taking the top off the defense. But you see 21 Justin King right there, and the tip ball goes right to the corner. That's one of those situations with Skelton, and he may have to check the ball down.
Bradford on the end around, and they're going to throw it. Brandon Lloyd throws too far. Try to hit Brandon Gibson. Now there's a little razzle-dazzle from the Rams. So we've seen them run a wildcat and the end around with the option pass.
What they're going to try to do, Sam, is try to create big plays with unconventional ways. With the injuries in the offensive line, they need to do some unconventional things to push the ball down the field.
Rams have Adam Goldberg at left tackle, Harvey Dahl at right tackle. There's Steven Jackson. He powered into Paris Lennon, and Lennon able to bring him down at the 28-yard line. Pick up a 3 on the play. It'll bring up a 3rd down. Well, the Rams have put some excitement in this game with a punt return for a touchdown and the interception by Rod Hood and the good return, and then the little razzle-dazzle play that just missed. Here's 3rd and 7. Bradford works out of the shotgun. Steve Spock, the tight end, shifted. They pick up the blitz. Bradford throws, and it's caught. Complete to Brandon Lloyd for a 1st down at the 16-yard line. Lloyd matched up against Patrick Peterson, the 1st-round draft pick of the Cardinals.
Well, and the key to this play, Sam, you're going to see the matchup right there, Peterson versus Lloyd. But really the key to this play, as Lloyd runs his comeback, his deep comeback, coming back to the sideline, the quarterback movement from Sam Bradford. He wasn't in his normal, typical throwing position. He came out to the right side on a sweep pass and was able to deliver the football with authority.
Brent Miller, the fullback, is in and splits out way to the left side. Bradford on 1st down is hit, fumble the ball. It's still loose. Cardinals believe they have it and will check the pile. Looks like Sam Acho knocked it loose.
There's one
and
of
it's
those,
recovered by Paris Lennon.
Exactly, Sam, and there's one of those young players coming off the edge with energy and having the 1st sack of the game for the Cardinals defense.
Cardinals turn it around on the Rams with a big play. Acho with the sack and forced fumble. Paris Lennon the recovery.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Pizza Hut's new Big Dinner Box. Get all your favorites in one epic box. By Jared, the Galleria of Jewelry. And by the all-new Volkswagen Passat, 2012 Motor Trend Car of the Year.
Back in St. Louis, 3rd possession of the game for the Arizona Cardinals. They punted on the 1st one, intercepted on the 2nd. This one starts from the 24, Beanie Wells. It's about 3, maybe give him 2 up to the 26.
Looking back, you're going to see the Arizona Cardinals in a bear/diamond front. There's Sam Acho on left tackle, Adam Goldberg. They do have the tight end over Acho, but he doesn't get any type of chip. That's just a straight speed release rush. And what's ironic about this, Sam, is that the Rams' first drop back pass, sack, fumble.
4th sack of the season for the rookie Sam Acho. Patrick Peterson is in on offense. And he got to step and drop the ball. So we've seen some wild plays and wild formations on both sides of the ball. I guess if you're 3-7 and 2-8, why not try things?
Well, the last time these two teams got together, the Cardinals tried to run something similar. There's Patrick Peterson in the Wildcat formation, and he just simply drops the football, takes his eyes off the football. But you can see both offenses are trying everything in the playbook to try to create some positive yards.
4 wide receivers for the Cardinals. Skelton works out of the shotgun on 3rd and 9. Screen pass, Chester Taylor, Darian Stewart, the safety. Chad talked about him right at the top. Boy, did he close on Chester Taylor.
Well, this is great recognition by Darian Stewart. The Rams were bringing pressure off the defense's left side. The Cardinals actually had a good play called in the screen. But Darian Stewart, you're going to see him right here on the edge, recognize the screen with Chester Taylor, come up and make the big stop on 3rd down.
3 and out. Dave Zastudil to punt it, and Nick Miller is deep at his own 26. Let's see what Zastudil does. He aims for the sideline. Miller comes over, and it's out of bounds. Around the 25-yard line. And that's exactly where they'll spot it. So Zastudil didn't take a second chance. He made sure of getting this one away from Miller. Josh McDaniels, the offensive coordinator for the Rams, calls the plays in. Sam Bradford, and they stop the play. Flags fly. Mike Terry is our referee.
False start. Offense number 60. 5-yard penalty is still first.
That's on Jason Brown, who for most of the season had been the starting center. Then he was demoted. Now he's in and starting at guard with Tony Raggi starting at center for the 3rd straight game.
They made the change, and this is why you can't get down, because you never know when the next opportunity is going to come. And here it is for Jason Brown at guard.
On 1st and 15, Bradford works out of the shotgun. Steven Jackson gets up close to the 25-yard line to pick up a 5. Time for our first update of the day. Let's go to the studio to Kurt Benefane.
Sam, you had a punt return score in your game. How about a kick return score from Tennessee? Mark Mariani takes it at the goal line, hands it to Tommy Campbell, and the rookie scores 84 yards later. They take a 7-3 lead because that came right after Tampa had kicked the field goal. Sam and Chad.
Thanks, Kurt. Looks like all the special teams coordinators have been staying up late. Bradford to put it up for Steven Jackson. And he's across the 30-yard line. Pickup of 6 on the play. Steven Jackson having another solid year. And the one thing the players mention is that his attitude never changes, and it rubs off on the other players.
Offensively, he is the one constant they can count on. He comes to work every day, prepared, ready to go.
Empty backfield with Jackson split out. Now Jackson motions. The fake on the handoff. The chase by Darnell Dockett. And the pass is dropped by Steven Spock, the tight end. Pressure, big-time pressure from Darnell Dockett on Sam Bradford.
Well, and the reason for that play not working as well, they needed a better mesh between Bradford and Jackson. Allow Jackson, as he comes to the backfield here, to get closer where they get more of a fake, try to suck Darnell Dockett down in. Bradford can then get to the outside and work his progression.
Donnie Jones back to punt, his 2nd of the game. First one was punted out of bounds. This one is high, but it's to Patrick Peterson. He takes it at the 20. Looking for some running room, doesn't have any. That one's well covered by the Rams. Dominique Curry, number 15. An excellent special teams player, one of the leaders on the Rams, made the tackle. Back in St. Louis, Rams head coach Steve Spagnuolo down on one knee, looking intently out on his defense, which has played well thus far. Cardinals start from the 19. Beanie Wells, the running back. Todd Heap motions. Off the play fake. Skelton being rushed. In trouble. Chased by Chris Long. He's got him. 10th sack of the season for Chris Long. And he's had a sack in each of his last 5 games.
He has been playing so well, and this is just his relentlessness. You can see 73 there. Brandon Keith, or actually Jeremy Bridges, they brought him over. They've got an extra lineman in for protection, but you can't stop Chris Long when he has that relentless pass rush.
Loss of a yard on the play. Andre Roberts motions. Beanie Wells, he has some running room. Watch out. Beanie Wells, chased by Stewart, gets away. Still going, and he's brought down from behind at about the 10-yard line. A touchdown-saving tackle by Josh Gordy. A great run for Beanie Wells. 71 yards.
Exactly what the Cardinals need when you have a quarterback that's struggling in the passing game. It's a 2nd and long situation. They just go ahead and run a simple playoff tackle to Beanie Wells, and even though his knee has been giving him some problems, he does a great job of getting to the sideline, makes a nice stiff arm on Darian Stewart, and keeps rolling down the field.
Career long run of 71 yards by Beanie Wells down to the 11-yard line. Todd Heap, the tight end, splits out. Skelton throwing too high for Larry Fitzgerald. Skelton's been a little bit high with his passes, especially the last 2 to Fitzgerald.
Well, and what I'm seeing, Sam, is his footwork is a little bit off. Right there with a stick route, a little 5-yard out route by Fitzgerald from the gun. You just need to catch that ball, set, and throw. Don't take a 3-step drop because you're going to be late. And there he stuck his foot in the ground, saw that he was late, and that's why the ball sailed on him.
Chester Taylor is now in the backfield. 2 tight ends in, both to the right side. On 2nd and 10. Taylor trying to get outside. That's a good tackle up front. Good work up front by Fred Robbins, the big defensive tackle. Robbins came to camp a little heavy this year. It's taken him a while to get back into better shape, but he has been the last few weeks. Here's 3rd and 10 for the Cardinals as the fans urge on the Rams defense. 4 wide receivers in with Taylor in the backfield. They rush 4. Skelton throwing outside, and again way too high for Andre Roberts. John Skelton's passing is way off.
Well, and with that play there, I think he was trying to throw that away. That was actually excellent coverage in the red zone for the Rams. They played zone defense with 7 in coverage, and you're going to watch the coverage out here. Watch Andre Roberts trying to run a return route, gets grabbed a little bit, but see if Skelton tries to throw that ball in there, Josh Gordy takes that for a pick 6. He's going to undercut that. Nice decision by John Skelton.
Jay Feely will attempt a 29-yard field goal, and he puts it through. So the Cardinals get on the board after a big run by Beanie Wells of 71 yards, put them in scoring position. Cardinals unable to get it in the end zone, settled for 3 on the 29-yard field goal by Jay Feely. John Skelton just 2 for 6 thus far in the game, talking with his head coach Ken Wisenhunt. Seems to be a confidence factor involved with John Skelton as they try to get him going. Well, after an incredible regular season filled with upsets and surprises, Fox Sports is proud to bring you 2 inaugural conference championship games beginning on Friday, with UCLA taking on number 10 Oregon in the Pac-12 championship, followed on Saturday by number 16 Wisconsin going against number 14 Michigan State in the Big Ten championship. 2 epic championship games, back-to-back nights, both games beginning at 7:30 Eastern Time, 4:30 Pacific, only on Fox Sports. Gus Johnson and Charles Davis have the pleasure of calling both those games.
I really like that Saturday matchup, Wisconsin-Michigan State, a rematch where the Hail Mary for Michigan State won the game. That's going to be an exciting one there, Sam.
USC would have been in the championship game, but they're not postseason eligible because of NCAA violations. On the return, it's Quinn Porter. Porter turning it up at the 20-yard line, gets up to the 24. Check in with Tina Servasio on the sideline. Tina.
Sam, this week, Rams offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels said that Steven Jackson is the best back he's ever had on a team that he's coached. He does everything you ask of him and more, runs hard. He's hard to get on the ground. He's fast. He is an elite player. Sam?
Thanks, Tina. We were talking with Patrick Peterson. He says, I don't want to see that one guy. I need somebody to slow him down before I try to tackle him.
And Patrick wants a couple of defenders to take a hit on Steven Jackson before he has to take that big man down.
Jackson cutting it back. It's across the 25 to the 26-yard line. He picks up 2 on the play. Steven Jackson, 8 carries for 30 yards in the game thus far. Time winding down in the first quarter. And we've had a lot of action. There have been turnovers. There have been long runs. There's been punt return for a touchdown. And at the end of the first quarter, in the rematch, it's the Rams leading the Cardinals 7-3.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field.
Start of the second quarter. Sam Rosen, Chad Pennington, Tina Servasio here in St. Louis. Rams with a 2nd and 8. Bradford out of the shotgun being rushed. And a good pass to Brandon Lloyd. Lloyd takes it out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Pickup of 10 on the play.
Illegal formation. Offense number 62 was not on the line of scrimmage. 5-yard penalty. Is still 2nd down.
Well, again, there's the problems with moving different people around on the offensive line. Harvey Dahl, normally a guard, playing at right tackle. The ruling was he wasn't on the line, so that negates the pass. And the 5-yard penalty sets the Rams back to the 21-yard line. Have to get to the 34 for a first down. Brandon Lloyd motions. Steven Jackson on the delay. And he's brought down. Good tackle by Paris Lennon. Paris Lennon, one of those veteran players that has been really solid for the Cardinals in the middle.
Well, and what Ray Horton, the defensive coordinator, says is when Paris is in there, I don't have to worry about a thing. I know he's going to take care of it. You see Lennon right here. As I get my telestrator right there. Watch him. He just reads the draw, sheds the block, comes up on Steven Jackson, and that is a tough tackle to make by himself, trying to bring Steven Jackson down.
Well done by Paris. I like the arrow. The arrow was good.
It snuck up on me somehow, Sam.
Yeah.
I don't know how it got in there.
Could have gone with it. Brandon Gibson motions. Bradford being rushed. Trying to get it to Gibson, but Gibson hadn't made his break. And the pass incomplete. Bradford got rid of it in a hurry. He was being pressured. And the Rams are forced to punt. Rams offensively have struggled all season long. Only once this season have they scored more than 16 points in a game.
And the problem is it's not only the scoring, it's the red zone trips. They've only had 21 during the season. That's tied for 30th. You can't score a lot of points if you don't get to the red zone more.
Donnie Jones, third punt. High, long kick. Peterson takes a look around. Takes it from the 22. Flag on the play. And nowhere to go. And Peterson is out of bounds. We'll check out the flag. 53-yard punt by Donnie Jones. Mike Carey comes over to check it out.
You can see these directional kicks that the Rams are trying to use, and Patrick Peterson talks about those are the hardest ones because it cuts the field not only in half, really into a quarter where he only has a little bit of room to work.
During the return, holding on the receiving team number 31. Half the distance to the goal, they retain possession. First down, timeout.
Richard Marshall called for the holding penalty. Cardinals go on offense when we come back. Rams leading it 7-3.
Today's game is sponsored by Chevrolet and their award-winning cars, trucks, and crossovers. By Citizen Echo Drive, fueled by light, it never needs a battery. Unstoppable. And by Verizon, your holiday tablet destination.
Arizona Cardinals start from the 12-yard line. Trailing 7-3. John Skelton 2 for 6 for 8 yards passing thus far. Beanie Wells cutting it back, gets into the arms of Gary Gibson, and he's ridden down at the 17. He picked up 5 on the play. Beanie Wells has struggled with a knee problem, which has limited his explosiveness, but on that 71-yard run, he had it there.
It's been really tough for him to work through that, but he was explosive on that run, and you can see that they're going to manage his reps, making sure he gets quality production and not worry about quantity.
6 carries, 94 yards for Beanie Wells. Roberts motions. Skelton Wanted to go outside, goes over the middle in the crowd, but he completes it to Jeff King, the tight end, and he's got a first down up at the 28-yard line. That was a well-thrown ball by Skelton.
Well, and that's the big arm that John Skelton has. They talk about this guy being a classic pocket passer, and he can fire that ball in there. The Rams were in a cover 2 set, dropping 7 in coverage, and he was able to find Jeff King in the middle of the field.
Larry Fitzgerald motions. Blitz coming from the outside. Skelton goes to Andre Roberts, and a short pickup.
You wouldn't think that's a big play for the Cardinals offense, but what John Skelton saw there, he saw the safety coming off the left-hand side. They did not have a receiver to block him. It was going to be a run play. He jumps up, throws the smoke route to Andre Roberts on the right-hand side. That is a good quarterback play that doesn't show up in the stats.
And that comes from a quarterback who knows. At the 32-second and 6. Beanie Wells behind Anthony Sherman, gets outside again. Good tackle by Darian Stewart, but Wells running very, very well, already over 100 yards as he gets to the 45-yard line. He picked up 12 on the play and now has 106 yards rushing in the game.
And you can see that brace that he has on his right knee, but the Cardinals are finding success with the off-tackle play. Beanie Wells reading the zone blocking and then bouncing it outside to the numbers. That's where he's found his yardage with the 71-yard run, and now the 12-yard run is outside the numbers once he gets in to the second level of the Rams defense.
Let's give Beanie one more yard for 107 in the game. And this one is brought outside by Alphonso Smith. Alphonso Smith in his second season out of Kentucky, giving Beanie Wells a little bit of rest. Now Beanie on the sideline being checked out by the trainers on that tackle. That tackle may have hit the knee, the sore knee.
And that's what's tough for a running back, is that you don't know which hit it's going to be. It may not take much to aggravate that knee.
Cardinals have come from their own 12 to the Rams 48. 2nd and 2. Off the play fake, Skelton being pressured. His pass is a little too high for the fullback, Anthony Sherman, and went off his hands and fell incomplete. Robert Quinn with pressure on the outside. The Rams' first-round draft pick has played very, very well. He's had 4 sacks on the season and had good pressure on Skelton on the last play. Here's 3rd and about 2.5 yards for Skelton and the Cardinals. 2 tight ends in to the left. 3 wideouts to the right. Now Doucette shifts. Everybody out. Skelton throws, incomplete. Threw it behind Jeff King, one of the tight ends. And that was not a good throw.
It was actually good that he did throw it behind, or that would have been another interception. The underneath coverage for the Rams was able to get up underneath that small pivot route, and Skelton was trying to place the ball in there and probably needed to go somewhere else.
If the Cardinals were thinking of faking, this would be the area they would fake. And Zastadil is set to punt it, but he punts it away. High kick. Nick Miller waves for a fair catch at the 10-yard line. Cardinals moved the ball and then stalled as they got into Rams territory. Rams take over. Beanie Wells on the bench. John Skelton in the foreground. Beanie seems to be okay after the trainers checked him out. We were worried about his legs. Let's see this hit by Stewart on the thigh.
There, and then also his left hand there. He may have sprained his thumb or done something to his hand as he was trying to brace his fall, because they were taping his left hand on the sideline.
Rams start from the 10-yard line. Steven Jackson, the running back. 2 tight ends in. Jackson cutting it back. And a nice run on first down by Steven Jackson. O'Brien Schofield, one of those young linebackers that has been seeing more and more playing time for the Cardinals, made the tackle. fifth possession of the game for the Rams. Schofield, a second-year man out of Wisconsin. Wisconsin playing in the Big Ten championship on Friday night on Fox. Steven Jackson across the 20 to the 21-yard line. He's brought down. Picked up 4 on the play and a first down. Paris Lennon with a stop. So both these teams going back to their running game, and when these guys are on their game, Steven Jackson and Beanie Wells are pretty good backs.
Well, it's like Patrick Peterson said with Jackson, you don't stop him, you just hope to slow him down because he is so big.
In motion, Brandon Lloyd. Bradford rolls, looking for Lloyd. The grab, he was out of bounds. And he juggled it as he was going to the ground. Good try by Brandon Lloyd. Brandon Lloyd's been a terrific pickup since coming over from Denver, and the Rams really want to get him signed for next season. They feel they want to retain him. They feel he'll be their big-time receiver with Sam Bradford as the quarterback. Would be the heart of their offense.
Big plays down the field. That's exactly what this Rams offense needs.
On 2nd and 10, false start. Somebody moved on the offensive line.
False start. Offense number 83. 5-yard penalty. It's still second down.
It wasn't on the offensive line. It was Brandon Lloyd on the outside. Brandon Lloyd with the changes in Denver and Tim Tebow taking over. It wasn't a good fit there in Denver, and the Rams were really excited about him coming over.
Watch for McDaniels using him more than just one spot, moving him inside, outside, and with motion.
Out of the shotgun, Bradford has time, throws the screen to Jackson. And Darrell Washington with an outstanding tackle. And we talk about this guy every game. Yeah, he's one of the top up-and-coming young linebackers in the NFL.
And what Ray Horton talks about is his recognition is getting better. Watch Washington here. He's reading Sam Bradford's eyes, and then all of a sudden he realizes that there's a screen being thrown, uses his speed and athletic ability to go make the tackle, but it started with his recognition.
A loss back to the 17. Here's 3rd and 14 for the Rams. Everybody out, throw the short flare pass to Jackson. Jackson is brought down by Washington and Marshall. That's not a law firm. That's 2 outstanding players for the Cardinals. They bring them down at the 24-yard line.
Some of these 3rd down concepts, Sam, I would imagine that maybe McDaniels will start using those concepts, such as the one you just saw on 1st and 2nd down. All that was just an extension of a sweep play or an outside run play. That could be something that could be used later on in the game for early down production.
Patrick Peterson at his 25. Donnie Jones, long, high kick. Peterson has room to return from the 19. He's got a lane, but he's forced out of bounds, angled out of bounds at around the 35-yard line. Cardinals go on offense when we come back. 57-yard punt by Donnie Jones.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Chevrolet and their award-winning cars, trucks, and crossovers.
Rams lead the Cardinals 7-3. Cardinals have 131 yards offense thus far in the game. 107 of those the running of Beanie Wells. Cardinals start from the 35. Skelton, short drop outside of the fullback Anthony Sherman, and he's brought down at the 39-yard line to pick up a 4 on the play. Sherman, a rookie out of University of Connecticut, gives him some versatility at fullback.
And you saw the versatility there. That was a very difficult catch for a big guy like that to be able to twist his body and make that catch for a 5-yard gain.
2 tight ends, or rather the tight end to the right is King. Beanie Wells finds an opening and continues to run hard up to the 49-yard line. A pickup of 10, and Beanie Wells at 117 yards rushing already in this game. The Cardinals haven't been able to capitalize and put points on the board.
That was the perfect play call. The Rams had an 8-man front, but the safety was down in the front outside of the tackle box, and the inside run was exactly where the weakness of the defense was.
At the 49, Todd Heap motions. The toss is to Alphonso Smith, and he comes up short of the line of scrimmage. Lost a yard on the play. Chris Long, James Laurinaitis combining on the stop. Defensively, we talked about the Rams. Their front seven has really played hard and given them a chance virtually every week.
Even Larry Fitzgerald says, I'm really impressed with the effort and the relentlessness of these guys. They've stayed together regardless of the 2-8 record. They play extremely hard.
Rod Stevens howling in the backfield. Andre Roberts motions. Skelton being rushed. In trouble. He got rid of it to Jeff King. And the tight end rumbles down to the 45-yard line. Josh Gordy blitzing from the outside. Just about got to Skelton.
Well, a nice play call by Mike Miller. You're going to see the tight end screen to Jeff King. You see the linebackers mugged up in the A-gaps over the center and guard position. They've got the right pressure called, but the offense has the right play called. Invite the pressure, use the screen to the tight end for a nice play.
3rd and 4. Chester Taylor in the backfield for the Cardinals. Fitzgerald motions. Skelton looking, couldn't find Fitzgerald. In trouble, they got him. The sack back to the 44, and it's Chris Long again. There's a flag on the play downfield. Got to check that out. We'll see if the sack stands.
And it looks like it's in the area of some type of defensive holding or illegal contact. Very unfortunate for the Rams.
Holding. Defense number 26. 5-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
That's on Rod Hood, who had an interception earlier in the game.
Let's watch Hood right here on Andre Roberts, and you see the hold. He has his right hand around the helmet of Andre Roberts. That's what causes the flag. And for the Rams, they had the perfect scenario. They have the 4-man rush. They get the pressure, but the penalty allows for the first down.
The sack is wiped out. It's a first down for the Cardinals at the Rams 40. Roberts motions. Skelton gets time. Throwing too high for Andre Roberts. Con Skelton has been high with his passes today.
And the coverage has dictated some of that, Sam. Right there, the Rams did a nice job with their underneath coverage, getting up underneath the deeper routes. The check down would have been there. Skelton actually talked about that. I've got to find my check downs more. And when the number 1 or the number 2 options aren't open down the field, check it down and live to see another down.
Skelton 6 for 13 for 34 yards in the game. Roberts motions. Beanie Wells tried to cut it back, but ran into a crowd of Rams. Just crossed the 40-yard line. Chris Chamberlain with the first hit, and then joined by his fellow linebackers, and bring up a 3rd and long for the Cardinals.
No gain, 3rd and 10.
3rd and long. This is where the Rams like the pressure. 3rd medium and short, they play more coverage, but 3rd long, alert pressure with the safeties and linebackers.
4 wide receivers in for the Cardinals, 3 of them to the right side. Rams answer with 6 defensive backs. The blitz coming. Skelton throws. Has not caught a pass thus far in the game.
Let's watch Fitzgerald here work against Justin King. It's actually 2-man. You see the safety coming over the top. That's why Justin King was in that trail position. He could take care of the underneath routes. The safety over the top has the deeper routes.
Dave Zastudil to punt. Nick Miller is deep. Zastudil nose down, kicks it end over end, Rod Stevens howling, trying to get there and keep it in play, but the ball lands in the end zone for a touchback. 39-yard punt, but it nets only 19. Sam Bradford gets his team to the line from the 20-yard line. Bradford just 4 for 7 for 26 yards. Goes outside, and a couple of yard pickup on the play to Austin Pettis. Larry Fitzgerald has been targeted 4 times, but hasn't caught any.
Well, and the Rams must always know where Larry Fitzgerald is. As you watch these plays, you're going to always see more than one defender around Larry Fitzgerald. The defense, the coverage is always going to be aware of where he is. Larry talked about how they're trying to use him a lot more inside instead of outside to create different matchups for him and create difficult coverages for the defense.
And Larry's great at going up and getting the ball, but those passes have been way too high. On second down, the toss to Jackson, who cuts it back. Nice run by Steven Jackson. A first down up to the 32-yard line. It's Jerry for 6 games, was up last week but didn't carry the football. His first carry since the second game of the season, and he picked up 10 on the play. Former Atlanta Falcon Jarius Norwood. There's Steven Jackson on the sideline getting a breather. Bradford works out of the shotgun. It's Norwood again. Gets outside, little cut back. He's tripped up on the play by A.J. Jefferson and picked up 4 on the play. Cadillac Williams is inactive today for the Rams as they give Jarius Norwood a chance to play.
And the Rams are finding success in their 3 wide receiver package running the football. Why? The Cardinals go to a nickel defense, bring in a 5th defensive back, allows them some space to run the ball.
We've reached the 2-minute warning. The offenses have been beaten by the defenses for the most part. Special teams accounting for 7. Offensively, the Rams with just 79 yards, 59 yards on the ground, with Steven Jackson getting 45 of those 59. He's on the sideline here as we in the final 2 minutes. What do you look for from the Rams in this 2-minute drill?
If it were me, if you get the first down here, you go into 2-minute mode. If you don't, you call your best 3rd down play and let the clock run.
Norwood gets a couple of yards up to the 38-yard line. They'll bring up a 3rd and 4 for the Rams.
So they didn't get the first down. They let the clock run, try to get the first down on this 3rd down, and then go into 2-minute mode and go and try to score. Because if they went into 2-minute mode now and had an incomplete pass, now it plays into the Cardinals' favor. They have time, they have timeouts, have a chance to score at the end of the half.
2 tight ends in, Kendricks and Bajaba. Steven Jackson in the backfield. And everybody out. Bradford fires and completes it for a first down. Up to the 49-yard line to Brandon Lloyd. Pickup of 11 on the play. And the Rams stop the clock using their first timeout.
You're going to see Brandon Lloyd over here. Actually, he's over on the right-hand side against Patrick Peterson right there.
117 on the game clock, please. 117.
This play started with pass protection, and then Brandon Lloyd runs this under route. Does a nice job of getting inside of Patrick Peterson and getting the first down.
His second catch of the game. Sam Bradford only 9 passes in this first half, 6 for 9 for 39 yards. And again, it's been a makeshift offensive line, and there has to be concern about protection.
Absolutely, because if you don't have your quarterback in the 4th quarter to win the game, you're not going to win the game. You can't sacrifice him in the first 3 quarters. That's exactly what both teams are trying to do, get to the 4th quarter to try to win the game.
On first down from the 48, Lance Kendricks, the tight end, shifting off the play fake. Bradford throws off the hands and almost intercepted. It was dropped by Richard Marshall. He had it in his hands but dropped it after it went off the hands of Brandon Lloyd.
Well, and you look at the defense and you ask yourself, why is Richard Marshall in the back? When the Cardinals go a nickel defense, Richard Marshall actually goes and plays free safety. Look at Adrian Wilson. He may have grazed that football, but Brandon Lloyd was open on the skinny post route. Nice design for the Rams, just unable to make the play.
Lloyd had a chance, then Marshall had a chance. 2nd and 10 for the Rams. With 2 timeouts remaining. Blitz coming from Adrian Wilson. Bradford throws, completes to Brandon Gibson. He's out of bounds at the Cardinals 30-yard line, make it the 29. Flag back at the 46-yard line. We'll check it out.
Offside, defense number 24. 5-yard penalty is declined. Play results first down.
Adrian Wilson was blitzing from the outside, came across too quickly.
And here's Brandon Gibson right here on the edge. What's interesting about this play, this is the same route that Sam Bradford actually missed on a 3rd down conversion earlier in the game. Puts his foot in the ground and delivers a strike to Brandon Gibson. Gibson gets out of bounds. Perfect play for the Rams.
Rams in scoring position at the Cardinals 29. Bradford blitzed again, puts it up for Lloyd, and he caught it. Great catch by Brandon Lloyd. He made the adjustment at the 3-yard line. A gain of 26.
Watch Sam Bradford. He puts his 3rd foot in the ground, has no hesitation. The perfect ball. Patrick Peterson had great coverage. The right ball was that throw right there. Back shoulder, allow Brandon Lloyd to try to find the football and make the catch.
30 seconds timeout.
Rams call a timeout. Back-to-back passes to Brandon Gibson for 22 and to Brandon Lloyd for 26.
And 2 points with those passes. Number 1, he was very decisive in both of those. You got 2 completions. Number 2, he talked about, I must get the ball out quickly. With their offensive line injuries, I can't sit back there and hesitate and shuffle my feet. When my feet get into the ground and I get to the top of my drop, I've got to get rid of the football. That's what's happened on the last 2 plays.
All right, so now here are the Rams in the red zone for the 2nd time in the game. The first time they were down there, they fumbled. They have had struggles all season long, first getting to the red zone and then putting the ball in the end zone.
And when you have a struggling offense, it's very odd sometimes, but the 2-minute offense can get you into rhythm. It gets you into an energy. It gets the tempo of your offensive line moving, and good things happen.
1st and goal for the Rams at the 3. Rams have 1 timeout remaining. And they spread it out. Jackson in the backfield. Austin Pettis motions. Movement on the line. False start. Looked like the right guard, Jason Brown, moved too soon.
False start. Offense number 60. 5-yard penalty. It's still first down. There will be no 10-second runoff because the clock was stopped.
Well, it was the right guard, Jason Brown, right there. But what I think happened was that Sam Bradford called for the ball. You're going to watch him. He's ready to go. And the center, Tony Rogge, actually didn't snap the football on time.
Ball's back to the 8-yard line on 1st and goal. Bradford being pressured, and they got him. Sam Acho with his 2nd sack of the game. Darnell Dockett was coming on the inside, Acho from the outside, and the rookie from Texas drops Sam Bradford.
Right here, the Cardinals are in a 4-down front. You see the 4-down front with Acho on the right-hand side, left-hand side of the defense, or the offense, and another speed rush by Acho. Right now, you're going to see Spags. He's going to let this clock run down. We're going to kick a field goal and try to get out of here with some points.
They used their 3rd and final timeout, so the Rams got down to the 3. 5-yard penalty, lost another 9 on the sack. Josh McDaniels talking to Sam Bradford. Almost looks like Sam's coming back on for one more try into the end zone.
Well, they may try to take a shot. They do have 12 seconds. They can take a shot to the end zone. With no timeouts, this ball cannot be completed inbounds. It has to either go to the end zone. If it's caught inbounds before the end zone, forced them to kick a field goal. Bradford cannot take a sack here.
That's right. He needs protection. 3 wide receivers. He gets protection. He throws for the end zone too far. Closest man there was Brandon Gibson. And you hear the fan reaction. The disappointment over the Rams offense stalling. And the field goal kicking unit comes on as Josh Brown makes his way onto the field.
3rd down. Josh Brown in for a field goal attempt.
The try will be from 35 yards. The holder is Donnie Jones. The kick on the way, and it's good. 3 seconds remaining in the half, and the Rams have a 10-3 lead.
I know this isn't pretty football for the fantasy football player, but for Steve Spagnuolo and the Rams, they are starving for a win. This is how you win one of these games. You have to be very smart. You have to play it conservative. They've got to take points here. Remember the last game they played, 19-13 in overtime. There were a bunch of field goals. So this is the type of game that we're watching. This is why you're seeing the type of stuff and the plays that are being called here for each team.
We're getting close to halftime, so let's find out what's coming up on the Visa halftime report. For that, let's go to Kurt Menefee.
Time report will bring you scores and highlights, including Matt Leinart getting his first start for the Texans. We'll also check in on the AFC East showdown between the Bills and Jets. All that and more coming up on the Visa halftime report.
Bet you didn't know I did a Menefee. Boom! Hey!
Ah, yes, Caliendo can do them all, huh? Wonder if Frank will be on the halftime report with the guys.
We should have known.
Line drive kick. Rolls down to Lerod Stevens Howling. Tries to find some room, and that's the end of the first half. Rams got an 84-yard punt return to get a 7-0 lead. The Cardinals got a field goal. They exchanged field goals. Now it's time for the Visa halftime report. Let's go to Kurt Menefee. Getting ready for the start of the second half.
Well, they certainly have. Their front four for the Rams, the front four for the Cardinals have done a great job of providing the pressure that they need where the quarterbacks cannot get comfortable in the pocket.
The biggest play for the Arizona Cardinals in that first half, 71-yard run by Beanie Wells, but they couldn't put it in the end zone after that.
Well, exactly, and that was a big stop for the Rams, being able to stop them in the red zone, even with the 71-yard run. When you watch Beanie here, well, you're actually going to see the punt return here. The other big play for the Rams, the punt return, which is the difference in the game, Nick Miller being able to get down the left side for the big touchdown, and then Beanie Wells with his 71-yard run. Zone off tackle play, gets to the outside, makes a nice stiff arm. Those are the two big plays in the game. Other than that, the defenses have played really, really well.
John Skelton's passing has been off. He had a real bad game last week, got pulled in the fourth quarter against San Francisco. They were hoping for a bounce back, but he's been a little off at his passing. What do you think?
Well, it's in his footwork. The Rams are getting pressure to Skelton. They have 2 sacks. They have a lot of quarterback hits and quarterback pressures. He's not been able to set his feet in the pocket and be successful in the passing game. Let's look for him to bounce back. He is a strong finisher. He's had 2 fourth-quarter comebacks, and he's done a really good job of playing better in the second half.
Follow your favorite team all season long. Go to iTunes.com/NFL. There's John Skelton getting ready to come out for the second half. Josh Brown teeing it up. Lerod Stevens Howling is back deep for the Cardinals. And the long line drive kick is right through the end zone.
Spagnuolo likes the way the Rams offense moved the ball on that last drive. He was disappointed they got stalled. He said we have to do that more, just score more points. He likes the way the pass rush has put pressure on John Skelton. As far as head coach of the Cardinals, Ken Wisenhunt, he said it was a disappointing first half for John Skelton. They've got to get the passing game going and convert third down. Sam?
Thanks, Tina. Larry Fitzgerald yet to catch a pass in the game. Todd Heap motions. Beanie Wells finds an opening. He's been quick through the hole. That's a good run by Beanie.
Beanie Wells, the ball carrier. Tackled by Lauren.
Give him 9 yards on the carry. The spot just short of the 30-yard line.
And there's a halftime adjustment, Sam, right there. The Cardinals going into halftime saying, you know what, we can get some yards up the middle of this defense. The safeties of the Rams are playing to the outside, and outside the tackle box, there's a weakness inside.
Those the numbers in the first half for Beanie Wells. Give him another 9, 10 carries, 127 yards in the game for Beanie Wells. Now on the delay, it's Wells again. And he gets up to the 36-yard line. It's a first down for the Cardinals. Pick up a Beanie Wells trying to cut it back. Good tackle in the middle by James Hall. Pickup of a yard on the play, and maybe no gain on the play.
Heavy run formation for the Cardinals there with the extra lineman in. What you're going to see later in the game, or maybe later in this possession, a play action pass off of that look.
Second and 10 for the Cardinals. Anthony Sherman in at fullback. Skelton puts it up deep for Larry Fitzgerald. He's got it. And they finally put it on the money, and Larry Fitzgerald with a great hands reaching out and making the grab, his first catch of the game, down to the Rams 24-yard line, a gain of 41.
This starts with the pass protection of Beanie Wells. He makes the play action fake, picks up Darian Stewart off the edge. Not a great block, but enough to allow John Skelton to get up inside the pocket and find Larry Fitzgerald. This is one of the few times that Larry Fitzgerald has been single coverage, and he wins with the big pass play.
They've been trying to move him around and get him open, and they did that time. Skelton out of the shotgun. Beanie Wells takes it outside and gets down to the 20. A pickup of 4 on the play. They spot the ball at the 21, give him 3 yards. Beanie Wells needs 2 yards for a career high in a single game. He's now at 137.
Not bad for a banged up knee, huh?
Right. On second down, Roberts motions, 2 tight ends in. Skelton short drop, in trouble. He got rid of it to Larry Fitzgerald. There's a flag in the backfield of the Cardinals, and we'll check it out.
Holding. Offense number 70. 10-yard penalty is still second down.
The right guard, Rex Hadnot, called for holding.
When flags are thrown in that area, there's Hadnot right there, the right guard. Let's watch him step down, slide left, trying to pick up Fred Robbins, and then he grabs him right there around the knee to trip him up. If not for that, sometimes linemen have to do that just to save their quarterback.
Ball spotted back at the 31-yard line. Second and 18 for the Cardinals. Todd Heap, the tight end, splits off left. Everybody out. Skelton with a fake and the throw and the completion. Down to the 18-yard line. Too early to set.
Really nice design right here. You see at the top of the screen this stack look by the Arizona Cardinals. It's going to be 3-on-2. Early Doucette works in between the triangle and finds the soft spot. John Skelton uses his big arm to fire that ball in there.
There's a third and 3. Make it 3rd and 4. Beanie Wells back in. And a big play here. As the Cardinals in scoring position. Here comes the blitz. The toss to Wells. Wells gets inside the 15 and very close to the first down. Spotted at the 14. And though the yellow line is not official, it looks like he's a little short.
The ball is short of the 14-yard line, and you can see the marker being past the 14-yard line. That's why it's short. They don't even have to measure it.
And the Cardinals will go for it. They bring in the fullback, Anthony Sherman, and another tight end. Beanie Wells, a career-high 139 yards rushing. Arizona. Skelton sends Heap in motion, and the whistle flies. Get a false start. Mike Carey's microphone didn't hear him, but it is a false start.
Let's look and see who the culprit is here. Rex Hadnot right there, just a small flinch, just enough. And with Chad Brown in the back now instead of behind the defense, he can see those false starts and those false movements a little bit easier.
And rather than go for it, now it's a field goal try for Jay Feely. 37-yard try out of the hold of Dave Zastudil. Mike Leach, the long snapper, and the kick is right through. Feely with his second field goal of the game. The Cardinals have had some big plays, but they haven't been able to get to the end zone. It's 10-6 Rams.
Fox is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. By USAA, proudly serving the financial needs of the military, veterans, and their families. By Dodge. And by Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Here we go.
Some great history for the Rams. Trying to build back toward that. And it has been a tough year with a lot of injuries for the Rams. Jay Feely kicks it off, line drive, and it's brought back by Quinn Porter. Porter with good speed, straight ahead, gets up to the 27-yard line. Good return as the Rams with a 4-point lead head on the field. No offensive touchdowns in the game yet. Jay Feely 2 for 2 on field goals. He capped off a 61-yard drive. Now the Rams from the 27. Steven Jackson. And brought down, good tackle by Darrell Washington. And let's go down to the sideline to Tina Servasio. Tina.
Sam Bradford's been dealing with this high ankle sprain that knocked him out of a game earlier this season. On Wednesday, he said his ankle wasn't necessarily 100%, but it's less and less sore each day. And Wednesday was the first practice that Bradford did not wear his ankle brace. He wore it last week against Seattle, not wearing it today, and very happy to only have tape on his ankle, Sam.
And he's moved around pretty well.
He has. The Rams have used him in some quarterback movement plays already.
Pick up the blitz. The pass intended for Brandon Lloyd is incomplete. Washington blitzing from the outside for the Cardinals. Both of these defensive coordinators like to blitz. The Rams come with exotic blitzes, if you will, and Ray Horton for the Cardinals likes to come with a lot of guys.
Well, and their philosophy has been challenged this year for the Rams because of the injuries, for the Cardinals because of the youth in the secondary. Both defensive coordinators have tried to be careful when picking and choosing when to use the pressure.
There's Ray Horton. Bradford spins, goes screen pass to the tight end, and the ball comes loose. And it's recovered by Sam Acho of the Cardinals. Second fumble of the game for the Rams.
Watch Sam Acho right here get his right and left hand in on Lance Kendricks and rip that ball out, exactly what the Cardinals need to provide another spark. John Skelton talked about it. Hey, our defense has provided a great attitude for our team. Here they do it again. This is exactly what Ray Horton talked about in creating turnovers.
Now my question is, did Acho have possession of that ball when his feet spun around, touched the sideline?
That's a great point, Sam. His feet were on the sideline, and I'm not for sure that he had total possession.
Well, the play is off. The fumble and the recovery count. And the Cardinals in scoring position. Beanie Wells taking it for a short gain. The Cardinals have had chances in this game. A 71-yard run by Beanie Wells set them up. They didn't get through. Here's Acho on the fumble recovery.
He gets the ball out, and when he gets possession, see, he really doesn't have possession of it. I think that ball would have went back to the Rams if challenged.
Off the play fake. Skelton dropped it off short. He looked deep, didn't see Fitzgerald open, and went short to Chester Taylor, and they lost. And the word from our command center is that Mike Pereira agrees with you, Chad.
All right. I always like when Mike agrees with me. That means we're doing something right, Sam. That's good stuff.
I'm surprised that there wasn't a challenge on the play by the Rams. 4 wide receivers in. Cardinals have to get to the 19 for a first down. They have yet to convert on 3rd down in the game. Skelton steps up, and he's trying to run for it, and a good run by Skelton. Dives for the first down line. He may have just made it. They're spotting the ball at the 18-yard line. That's a first down. What an effort by John Skelton at the end of this run.
Here's what happens. He really doesn't go through his read. He recognizes that the Rams are in 2-man. That means there is no one accounting for him as a runner. He picks up the first down with his feet. Spagnuolo talked about how Skelton hurt them with his feet in the first game.
Yeah. And again, the Cardinals threatening. Andre Roberts motions. Beanie Wells going outside. Laurinaitis got a piece of him, and he's out of bounds at the 11-yard line. A pickup of 7 on the play for Beanie Wells, who continues his outstanding running in this game. 16 carries, 147 yards for Beanie Wells.
Watch John Skelton's ball handling. He's going to stick the ball out, show the football to the right-hand side, and then come back over the top to the left with Beanie Wells. What that does, that holds the linebackers and allows the offensive line to get up to the second level.
On 2nd and 3, Wells gets down to the 6-yard line. Well, looks like Ken Wisenhunt has decided to ride Beanie Wells in this game.
And why not? And as long as John Skelton makes a play or two, he's made a big play to Larry Fitzgerald with 41 yards, and then another big play with his feet. That's all it takes. It takes 1 or 2 plays made by the quarterback to keep drives alive, and then you let the big man do the rest of the work.
They've spotted the ball at the 7. 1st and goal for the Cardinals. 2 tight ends in, Todd Heap and Jeff King. King shifts. It's Beanie Wells looking for an opening, finds one, goes to the goal line, and he's in. Touchdown. 7-yard touchdown run for Beanie Wells, his 8th touchdown of the season.
Well, and you're going to see the left guard, Darren College, pull. He wraps up underneath Anthony Sherman. They get 2 great blocks, and Beanie Wells works the inside of that run play, working the inside of the Rams defense, finding a soft spot and knifing through for the touchdown.
Beautiful run by Beanie Wells, who's having a career game with 18 carries for 158 yards. Jay Feely's extra point is good, and the Arizona Cardinals have taken the lead for the first time in the game. It's 14-10. Beanie Wells has done it for him. Scoring drive of 6 plays, 28 yards after the fumble recovery by Sam Acho. And Beanie Wells finishes it off with a 7-yard run. The Cardinals now with a 13-10 lead. Quinn Porter is deep. And Feely kicks it away. Porter with a chance to return from 2 yards deep. And is brought down short of the 20, and a flag comes in. We'll check it out.
20-yard return, flag on the play.
Mike Carey will fill us in.
During the return, holding by the receiving team, number 51, half the distance to the goal. First down, timeout.
Brady Papinga called on the hold. Rams are set back. Rams have to find a way to come from behind now.
Welcome back to St. Louis. Here's why special teams can affect the game. You see Brady Papinga right there with the hold call. He gets the push, but then he holds Stuart Bradley right there and pulls him down to the ground, backs the Rams offense up beyond the 10-yard line.
And we'll chat on the sideline about it. Rams start inside their own 10. Steven Jackson takes it outside and lowers his head as Rashad Johnson was coming over for the tackle. Spot the ball to 21. He picked up 11. Get coverage of every NFL game with NFL Mobile. Call ** NFL now.
Gain of 11. Good for another St. Louis.
Big
How about
play
the Rams?
there.
They're struggling offensively. They start deep in their own territory. What are your thoughts on what they need to do here?
Well, that's why that play was a big play. When you're backed up, you want to get that first down to create some space for your offense to get back into your normal game plan.
Jackson cutting it back and slicing his way up to the 25-yard line. Give him 4 on the pickup. Steven Jackson with 13 carries, 57 yards. And we'll add on the 4 that he just got to 61.
And it's not time to panic yet. The Rams do not have to panic. They're only down by 3. They can stay with their game plan, keep working it, just be more consistent and more efficient on 1st and 2nd down, getting to those 3rd down short yardage plays.
Brett Miller in at fullback. Jackson stopped to the backfield, never got going at all. Great penetration led by Darnell Dockett. Good job up front by the Cardinals.
And here's Dockett right here on the defense's left-hand side. And if you get penetration like this, you have no chance. There could even be a holding call there by Brown. But with penetration like that, your run game has no chance whatsoever.
A lot of injuries on the offensive line for the St. Louis Rams this season. Just IR Jason Smith, the tackle. Been out for a few weeks. Bradford made a one-hand grab on that snap and completes the pass. Hard hit by Patrick Peterson. But the completion to Austin Pettis up to the 30-yard line.
Excellent job by Patrick Peterson here. You're going to see him on your far right. He's playing a cover 2. It looks like 2-man to Sam Bradford, but then Peterson comes off of Brandon Lloyd and makes the hit and the big play on 3rd down on Austin Pettis. You heard the hit right there, right? That was a great tackle, good form tackle, and good recognition by him.
We're going to get a measurement. It looks like they're short of the 1st down. But Steve Spagnuolo wants the officials to take a look. The punting unit is out on the field. As they stretch the chains, and it's about a foot short. Not much. Fans want the Rams to go for it. But the punting unit is on the field and will stay on the field. Talked about the players. Tina mentioned about the players wanting to finish strong and learn from the final 6 games of the season. But this is a crucial time for the coaches as well.
Well, it really is. They're trying to build, they're trying to implement their systems, get their players to buy in to what they're talking about, and winning breeds that confidence.
Donnie Jones. Looked like they were might have been trying to draw him offside. Instead, it's false start
Offense,
penalty.
number 99, 5-yard penalty, still forced.
C.J. Ayu, the defensive end, is called for the false start. And move Donnie Jones back 5 yards. Patrick Peterson is back deep. Patrick Peterson, who has 3 punt returns for touchdowns this season, 1 against the Rams, a game winner. Here's Peterson at the 20, grabbed it with good hands, cuts it back, turns it upfield, and Peterson is going again! It's number 4 of the season for Patrick Peterson! Do you believe this guy?
I can't believe you, Sam. That's what I can't believe. That's 4. You've seen all 4 of them. Patrick Peterson was one happy man when he saw that you would be here for this game. And look at the graphic here. This is unbelievable. Single season NFL history, punt returns for TDs, and this guy's a rookie. And did you see the catch? The catch was unbelievable.
Look at Patrick Peterson. He just loves to get his hands on the football, and he has just been simply amazing. 4 punt returns for touchdowns this season. That one 80 yards. And the Arizona Cardinals once again stun the Rams. You can hear the fan reaction. For Patrick Peterson, it's sweet music. He takes off and nobody even touches him. 80-yard punt return, and the Cardinals lead by 10. Patrick Peterson with 4 punt returns for touchdowns, all of them 80 yards or more. And this one was 80. Feely kicks it off. Quinn Porter from 3 yards deep runs into a crowd at the 20-yard line and is shoved back. Special teams, a big factor in this game. The Rams have a punt return for a touchdown, but so do the Arizona Cardinals.
Football fans, watch his eyes. He looks at the gunner, then goes back to the football, and look at the catch. You have no idea how hard it is to make that type of catch, especially with the left-footed punter. The spin is totally different, and he makes the play and then splits the middle for a huge touchdown return.
Great hands. First-round draft pick. He is a difference maker. Jarius Norwood in at running back now for the Rams as they start from the 20 down by 10. Sam Bradford in trouble, gets away, but his dump-off pass too low to Jarius Norwood. Let's go to the sideline. Tina Cervasio, what's happening?
Sam, we talked to Ken Wisenhunt about punt situations with Peterson yesterday, and he said it is special the way Peterson can see the ball, also see where the players are around him, then catch the ball, run with it. And not only does Peterson have great hands, but he's got an ability while he's running to know where the players are around him, see ahead, hit a seam, even break tackles because he's so strong. Sam?
He's outstanding. Thanks, Tina. On 2nd and 10, Jarius Norwood running hard, gets up to the 25-yard line. Give him 4 on the play. His second punt return for a touchdown against the Rams this season. The other one, the game winner in overtime 3 weeks ago in Arizona, 99 yards. He's had an 89-yarder and an 82-yarder this season. And amongst the players that we showed you earlier who've scored touchdowns on punt returns, 4 of them in a season for the record, he's the only one where all of them have been 80 yards or more. That completion to Brandon Gibson up to the 33. We've got an update. Let's go to the studio to Kurt Menefee.
The Jets' Antonio Cromartie fumbled the punt, giving Buffalo the ball at the 36. Next play, he gets exploited, but a heck of a catch by Brad Smith. The former Jet scores his first touchdown since 2007, tying the game at 21. Nice catch there, Sam and Chad.
Thanks, Kurt. Brad Smith is a versatile player, right? You know him.
Mizzou fans know him as well.
Off the play fake, Bradford puts it up deep. He's got a man, and a great catch. A great catch by Austin Pettis. Down to the Cardinal 31-yard line. A pickup of 34. That was a good throw.
Wow, watch the rookie from Boise State work his out and up pattern. A.J. Jefferson jumps on the out pattern, and he makes just an amazing catch on the ball there. Nice throw by Sam Bradford.
Give him 35 yards officially. A.J. Jefferson has not been starting the last 3 weeks, and they're trying to get his confidence back after he was burned badly in Baltimore by Anquan Bolden. Short pickup on the play of 2, just short of the 30-yard line. Now the Rams are in business again.
And you're talking about a young player dealing with some confidence issues. That's why Ray Horton made the change to put Richard Marshall, the 6-year guy, in to try to help A.J. Jefferson with his confidence, learn on the practice field, and watch these guys work so he can regain that confidence that he needs.
Time winding down in the third quarter. Rams with a 2nd and 8. Steven Jackson in the backfield. Off the play fake, Bradford gets time. Throwing outside, trying to get it to Brandon Lloyd. He was covered by Patrick Peterson. And we've come to the end of the third quarter. And the Arizona Cardinals, led by the big punt return of Patrick Peterson, 80 yards for a touchdown. They've opened up a 20-10 lead on the St. Louis Rams. Sam Rosen, Chad Pennington, Tina Cervasio back in St. Louis, where the Arizona Cardinals put 17 points on the board in the third quarter to take a 20-10 lead. Now the Rams with a 3rd and 8 at the Arizona 30. Bradford rolling, chased by Dockett. He throws too high off the hands of Brandon Gibson. Took a hard hit. A.J. Jefferson covering on the play. Well, one of the big stories of this game, Patrick Peterson, the rookie out of LSU, first-round draft pick. He has been a big story for the Arizona Cardinals. Now the Rams send on the field goal kicking unit. Long field goal try here of 48 yards by Josh Brown. The holder is Donnie Jones. The long snapper, Jake McQuaid. Gets it away, and the kick is good. Josh Brown puts 3 on the board. A 48-yard field goal. The Rams back to within 7. Well, as we talked about, Patrick Peterson with his 4th punt return for a touchdown this season, tying an NFL record.
Hopefully I make something good happen. Matter of fact, I will make something good happen.
And he did make something good happen.
I think you gave him the confidence to say that, Sam. I think he owes you a steak dinner.
Oh,
seen all 4 punt returns, but what an unbelievable talent. And really, when you talk to him in the meeting, that little clip right there really doesn't show who he really is. He is a confident person, but he's humble. He's wanting to work hard. He's not only wanting to be the best as a punt returner, he wants to be the best cover corner there is. I mean, he has a lot of goals set for himself.
He spends a lot of time, comes in early, stays late with Adrian Wilson. They look at film together. He works very, very hard. He does want to be the best. His dad switched him from wide receiver to defensive back, said he'd last longer, and he also taught him to be a punt returner.
And that's why he likes to punt return, because that's his only time he can get a hold of the football and make something good happen like an offensive player.
And as an LSU guy, he's real happy right about now.
Absolutely.
#1 team in the country. Lerod Stevens howling. Finds a lane. He's got some room. And he was tripped up by Craig Dahl. And otherwise, had he gotten outside, it might have been a long run. Great football coming your way. NFL doubleheader on Fox next week. It all begins with the Ford Tough pregame show. You see the games on hand. America's Game of the Week. Cowboys and Cardinals, Rams and 49ers, Packers and Giants. Great doubleheader on Fox. Cardinals start from the 31. Off the play fake. Skelton steps up, his arm was hit, and the pass is intercepted. The Rams come up with the big defensive play. James Laurinaitis with the interception. Gary Gibson hit the quarterback's arm.
Really good pressure from the Rams defensive front, and James Laurinaitis makes an unbelievable athletic play for the Mike linebacker, snagging that ball with one hand across the middle of the field. Exactly what the Rams need. Let's watch the front four of the Rams here as they get pressure. They're going to get inside pressure right there. Gary Gibson has a nice spin move, gets his hand on John Skelton's arm that causes the ball to come out, and watch the catch from James Laurinaitis. Nice grab, one-handed grab. Nice job by James.
Looked like a wide receiver on that one. So the Rams at the Cardinals 38. Bradford throwing deep down the sideline, incomplete. Brandon Lloyd wanted a call on Adrian Wilson. He felt Wilson was grabbing him, but that pass looked like it was uncatchable.
He was trying to throw that ball away.
Holding, offense number 60. 10-yard penalty is still first.
Jason Brown's had a couple of penalties in the game, and he gets called for holding. That'll set the Rams back 10 yards.
Right in the middle.
And here's what makes it tough for a play caller like Josh McDaniels. You get the big play and the interception. You want to come out with a play action pass, try to hit the defense for a big play. You see the hook and grab right there by Jason Brown, and now it sets you back 1st and 20.
They pulled out Sam Acho, who's been really good rushing the passer in this game with 2 sacks already. Steven Jackson. He's ridden down hard by Calais Campbell. Calais Campbell, a man referred to by Ray Horton, the defensive coordinator, is probably the defensive MVP for the Arizona Cardinals this season.
Well, he has been an animal the last 8 games, 41 tackles, 5 sacks. He's just all over the field. He has those 3 blocked field goals. He's just doing a really good job of being a ball disruptor on all sides.
2nd and 17. Bradford gets time, and his pass to the sideline incomplete, intended for Brandon Gibson. Juggled the ball as he went out of bounds. And speaking of Calais Campbell, on November 15th, he's very much involved with the NFL's Play 60 Super School program. This was the Jefferson Elementary School located in Mesa, Arizona, as they were involved in the Play 60 Ultimate Physical Education class. Rams have to get to the Cardinals 27 for a first down. Bradford steps up, goes short. Kendricks, the tight end, takes it down to the 32. So the Rams now facing a 4th down. A field goal try here would be 50 yards.
Looks like the Rams are going to try to go for this one. Being at the 4th quarter, 13 minutes left, they feel like they have a chance here to push the ball down the field, try to capitalize off of this turnover.
4th and 5, have to get to the 27 for a first down. And timeout. Arizona calls timeout to talk things over. We're early in the 4th quarter. The Cardinals have a 20-13 lead.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Sprint. All football, no limits. Only from Sprint. By Triple Hops Brewed Miller Lite. Taste greatness. And by Chase. Don't get shortchanged. Get your cash back with Chase Freedom.
Well, after thinking it over a little bit, Steve Spagnuolo has decided to go for the field goal. Josh Brown is out to attempt a 50-yarder. The holder is Donnie Jones. Long snapper is Jake McQuaid. Season long this year for Josh Brown has been a 50-yarder, and it's on the way. And it's wide to the right. Had the distance, but he missed. Wide, and the Rams come up empty. Failed to take advantage of the interception, and the Cardinals take over, still leading by 7. Plenty of distance for Josh Brown, just missed. After a miserable game last week against San Francisco, John Skelton's numbers a little bit better with 2 interceptions. That won't do. At the Cardinals start from the 40-yard line, Andre Roberts motions, Beanie Wells carries, try to cut back, but he slipped. And it's a loss of a yard on the play. Beanie Wells with a career day, 18 carries, give him now 19 carries, 156 yards.
Second and 11 from the
And talking about Skelton, Sam, yes, his numbers aren't there today, but he has made 2 big plays, one with his feet, the other with his arm, and the last interception certainly wasn't his fault.
3 wide receivers and 2 backs in the backfield with John Skelton. And a timeout. Play clock was winding down. Was at 2.
Arizona.
And Skelton calls a timeout to talk things over. Cardinals with a 7-point lead.
Today's game is sponsored by the Ford F-150, the only truck available with EcoBoost.
Back in St. Louis, Cardinals with a 2nd and 11 at their own 39. Doucette shifts. 4 wide receivers in for the Cardinals. Now everybody out. Skelton is dropped for a loss. And that's Robert Quinn, the rookie, with another sack, his 5th of the season. He has really come on. The Rams took a chance on him, drafting him in the 1st round after he had sat out and did not play football last season, and he has come on and played very well for them.
And Steve Spagnuolo's done a great job of bringing him along slowly, and he says that every week Robert Quinn gets better at something.
Chester Taylor in the backfield. Everybody out. Skelton trying to run for it. Chris Long chases him down and brings him down at the 45. Well short of the 1st down. Gain of 6 on the play, but the Cardinals will be forced to punt.
The Rams are just going to play a nice cover 2 zone. You see Justin King, the nickel defender, working with Larry Fitzgerald. There's actually a nice window in there, but John Skelton has to work up into the pocket and scramble early before he can find Larry.
Nick Miller, who had an 84-yard punt return for a touchdown in the 1st quarter. Dave Zastudil's punt. Miller takes it at the 7. And trying to swing wide, but he's brought down on a good tackle by O'Brien Schofield, one of those young linebackers who's got good speed. Got down to make the stop after a 48-yard punt. Rams start from their 8-yard line. Bradford working out of the shotgun. Steven Jackson carrying. Not much there. Gets a couple of yards, falls forward to the 11-yard line. Give him 3. Michael Adams tripped him up. Steven Jackson has rushed for 64 yards in the game.
Besides the 1st run of the 1st series where he bolted through there for a plus 10-yard gain, the Cardinals have done a really nice job of keeping him in check and not allowing him to break the big run.
2 tight ends to the left. Brandon Lloyd motions. Bradford sets up and throws for Lloyd. Threw it a little behind him. Covered by Richard Marshall on the play. Time to update the Vikings and Falcons. What's happening, Kurt Menefee?
Well, the Vikings were down 17-0 at one point, and here they go for it on 4th and 13. Christian Ponder finds Percy Harvin in the end zone, 39-yard score. That makes it 17-14, and the Vikings now have the ball looking to take the lead. Sam and Chad.
How about that? Nice throw by Christian Ponder.
That was a really nice throw over the Mike linebacker in the cover 2 set. That was nice.
Sam Bradford just one of his last 6. Here's a 3rd and 7 for the Rams. Bradford throws off the hands of Austin Pettis. Well covered by Michael Adams. 3 and out for the Rams. So that's a good, real good defensive series for the Arizona Cardinals.
It is, and it's not exactly what the Rams wanted. And right now, they're just not making the plays that are there to be made. In the NFL, you have certain plays that when they're there, you must make them because you're not going to get those opportunities again, and it's hard enough to move the ball against these NFL defenses.
All right, if you're Donnie Jones, what are you doing now?
Kick the ball out of bounds.
Patrick Peterson's at his own 40. He kicks toward the sideline. Peterson goes over, and it's out of bounds. You're right, but the Cardinals will have good field position. It's at the 45-yard line. If you just joined us and you missed it earlier, Patrick Peterson took this punt a little while ago, great hands, and returned it 80 yards to tie an NFL single-season record for punt returns for touchdown with 4. First-round draft pick out of LSU. His brother Avery, a wide receiver, will be going to LSU next season. And he's staying at wide receiver. Beanie Wells carrying for about 4 yards up to the 49-yard line.
Wells, the ball carrier. Tackled by Chamberlain and Lauren.
See that number? He's had an 80-yarder, an 82-yarder, an 89-yarder, and a 99-yarder.
What did he say, Sam? He said there was a Peterson rule or maybe a Peterson guideline. No longer the 10-yard line is the cutoff for Patrick Peterson.
They trust him. On 2nd and 6. And that time Beanie Wells was stopped. The ball came loose. Rams say they have it. Gary Gibson with the tackle and the recovery by Brady Papinga. And Beanie Wells is hurt.
It looks as if Beanie Wells got his feet and his cleats stuck in the ground and got spun around. Watch his right knee and his right ankle get caught in the ground. Bend back. He grabs his right knee immediately.
Papinga, the second man there, made the recovery, but now there's concern for Beanie Wells. Question here is, was the ball out? This is very close. Brady Papinga credited with the forced fumble and the recovery. Rams have it, and Bradford's pass is complete to Steven Spock. The tight end, Beanie Wells on the sideline. The entire team came on the field to see how he was and make sure he was okay. And he looks to be okay here.
Certainly shows you how important this guy is to the Cardinals and the Cardinals players. They know that this guy makes their offense go.
Checking out his right knee. Certainly appears to be in less pain than he was just minutes ago. Bradford with time, throwing deep and completing it to Lance Kendricks, the rookie tight end, down at the 16-yard line. A bullet of a pass thrown by Sam Bradford. Well, pickup of 24.
This is one of the first times here you're going to see Lance Kendrick right there, lined up in a tight end, off position, and he's going to work the seam. But look at this throw, back shoulder, where Paris Lennon can't get to it, and it's one of the few times today that Bradford's really just stuck on his back foot and just released that ball with confidence, no hesitancy in his delivery at all right there.
First down at the Cardinals 16. Blitz coming. Bradford puts it into the end zone. Brendan Lloyd, touchdown. was covering Brandon Lloyd. Lloyd got open, and Bradford put it in there perfectly.
Well, at starts, you see Steven Jackson right here on your far left of the screen. He steps in, takes the A-gap pressure, blocks Darrell Washington. Sam Bradford waits for Brandon Lloyd to work Michael Adams on the corner route. Perfect touch on the ball. Touchdown Rams.
That is a very good combination that the Rams are hoping will be together for a long time. The extra point is good, and the Rams have come back to tie the game. Sam Bradford to Brandon Lloyd, 16 yards. And take another look.
Watch Bradford's eyes. He locates the free safety, then finds Brandon Lloyd. And Brandon talked about how McDaniels is using him more at different positions since he's come over to the Rams. Not just on the outside, moving him inside, because he's the most experienced of this receiving core.
Fourth touchdown reception of the season for Brandon Lloyd, all with the Rams. Sam Bradford only his 6th touchdown pass. That's the type of season it's been for Sam Bradford. It's been a tough one, but the Rams believe there's a bright future ahead with Bradford and Lloyd if they can get him re-signed. First offensive touchdown scored by the Rams in the game. They had the punt return early, and this is the way the game has gone. Cardinals had the big third quarter. Now the Rams have answered back, and we're all even. Rod Stevens howling, 6 yards deep. Spinning, twisting, turning, getting outside, and finally brought down at the 25-yard line. Good return. Quinn Porter with a tackle, 31-yard return. Fox Monday is all about drama. First, television's biggest adventure is just getting started. Don't miss an all-new Terra Nova. Then, the thrills keep coming when medicine's most brilliant mind fights to solve a high-stakes case on an all-new episode of House. It all starts tomorrow night at 8/7 Central on Fox. Beanie Wells still on the sideline. Rod Stevens howling in the backfield with John Skelton. Howling. He had to wait for the tight end to go in front of him looking to block. He wound up picking up 4 yards on the play up to the 29-yard line. Gary Gibson made the tackle.
It was a tight end trap where the tight end was going to come across the formation and block the opposite defensive end. Stevens Howling had to be more patient to allow that block to occur.
And now it's running back by committee for Arizona. You had Stevens Howling on the first down play. Here's Alfonso Smith in the backfield. Off the play fake, Skelton, nobody open. He gets away, he's looking, and he throws it away. That's a good job by John Skelton. Chris Long with great pressure chasing him. Skelton slipped one man and then finally got out of the pocket to throw the pass away.
6'6", 250. He's a hard man to take down. And this is the type of game where John Skelton has been really good in the fourth quarter at sustaining the drive and putting the Cardinals in a winning position.
Beanie Wells on the sideline after being injured, but he looks like he's ready to come back. Skelton, empty backfield. Cardinals 1 for 8 on third downs in the game. Everybody out. Skelton short to Fitzgerald. He's got a first down. Up to the 38-yard line. Safety valve. Larry Fitzgerald making the grab, a pickup of 9 on the play.
Larry Fitzgerald against Justin King. John Skelton does a great job of recognizing man coverage, and you see the slight separation for Larry on the crossing route. What John Skelton was able to do, he saw the linebacker go out with his tight end. That told him man coverage worked Larry Fitzgerald.
Second catch of the game for Larry Fitzgerald. Officially, one was negated by a penalty. Here goes Beanie Wells. Beanie Wells is going all the way. No, he was brought down just across the 10 on a diving tackle by Quentin Michael.
Tackled by number 27, Quentin Michael.
Beanie Wells being able to come back from his injury. Nice power play. He works off the pulling guard, or the pulling tackle rather, Levi Brown, cuts up inside of him, and there he's off to the races. A touchdown saving tackle by Quentin Michael, but that play was set up with John Skelton's pass completion to Fitzgerald on 3rd down.
And Beanie Wells has gone over 200 yards rushing. An injured player on the field for the Rams. Looks like Darian Stewart, the safety, is down on the play. We'll step out for a moment. Darian Stewart went off under his own power. How about this 53-yard run by Beanie Wells?
Well, and you see the left guard, Darren College, the left tackle, Levi Brown, both pulling. Beanie Wells shows excellent patience, waiting for those blocks to unfold, and then he's off to the races.
Diving tackle by Quentin Michael saves a touchdown. Wells gets to the 9. Beanie Wells, 22 carries, 207 yards. He's had a 71-yard run and a 53-yard run.
We need to check that knee, Sam.
That's right. Don't forget, a couple of plays earlier, he was out injured. 1st and goal for the Cardinals at the Rams 9. Wells, nothing there. Good job by the Rams up front as they closed it up.
If Mike Miller wants to run the football here, look for him to use some type of trap play where they can get a nice double team inside, bring a guard or a tackle around to split or divide the defense. They've had some success with that type of play.
2nd and goal from the 9. Second highest single season rushing total for an Arizona Cardinal running back. Chester Taylor now in the backfield. Short drop by Skelton through the fade route for Larry Fitzgerald, but Fitzgerald was slowed down getting off the line. That's a good job by the Rams.
It looks as if you saw John Skelton say alert, 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 alert. He was going to the second play, but with that cover 2 look, and Fitzgerald was actually double teamed with Rod Hood underneath and the safety coming over the top, it would have been better to go work the 2 receiver side.
3rd and goal for the Cardinals. Chester Taylor in the backfield. 3 wide receivers. Fitzgerald lines up in the backfield. Skelton to Fitzgerald. Spins and gets down just across the 5-yard line. And the Cardinals will have to settle for a field goal here.
This is certainly a win for the Rams defense. Look how big that tackle by Quentin Michael is now, because they didn't give up a touchdown. It's a field goal. Their offense can get the ball back and either drive down to tie it or have a chance to win the game.
2nd time in the game, Beanie Wells has had a long run to put them in scoring position where the Cardinals have had to settle for a field goal. This is a 22-yard try for Jay Feely, and he kicks his 3rd field goal of the game. The Cardinals have regained the lead. It's 23-20. Well, these 2 teams play good games, throw out the records here. And Beanie Wells, 207 yards rushing. The Cardinals' single-game record, LaShawn Johnson in 1996 rushed for 214 yards against the New Orleans Saints.
And they've done different things with Beanie Wells, but the one constant here is he has never, when he's had to stop his feet and they've gotten penetration, that's when they stop Beanie Wells, just like that play. But when he's able to put his foot in the ground and get going north and south, they have had huge success in running the football.
And you had that one look. The entire team had come on the field after he'd been tackled and fumbled the football when he was brought down by Gibson and Papinga. And it looked like he was seriously injured, went to the sideline. Trainers worked with him, He sat out for a couple of offensive plays, then came into the game and breaks one for 53 yards.
Well, he's such a tough guy. When you're talking about a knee injury for a running back, that's like a shoulder injury for a quarterback. I mean, that's what you make your livelihood on. And those guys, when they saw him go down, they know how tough he is, so they knew it could have been serious.
Well, these two teams played an overtime game 3 weeks ago. Now it's a 3-point game. Arizona with a lead. Feely's kick brought back by Quinn Porter. Porter with a lane. Good speed, and he ran into a couple of Cardinals and goes down at the 27-yard line. Now the Rams will be trying to come back. Coming up right after our NFL coverage, get a preview of all the college football championship games and get first reactions from coaches and players from around the country. The college football championship preview is coming up after NFL coverage right here on Fox. And don't forget the Pac-12 championship game Friday night on Fox, and the Big Ten championship game Saturday night on Fox. Bradford to put it up, and he had Lance Kendricks open but couldn't get it to him. Little underthrown. A.J. Jefferson covering on the play.
What Sam was trying to do there, he was trying to put that ball low like a second base throw to where Kendricks could try to scoop it up before the safety got there. He just missed it just a little bit.
Sam Bradford 16 for 29, 194 yards, 1 touchdown. With 3 wide receivers in. Bradford being rushed, completes it to Brandon Lloyd. Up to the 36-yard line. It's about a yard short of the first down.
Really big play for the Rams offense there, because now they're in 3rd and short. If it was a 3rd long situation, the Cardinals defense could pin their ears back and rush the passer. Here now you have the effect of Steven Jackson being 3rd and 2.
Jackson in the backfield with Bradford. Everybody out. Bradford throws, and it's incomplete. Darrell Washington makes a big play as he was all over the tight end Lance Kendricks. Kendricks wanted a flag, and no flag on the play.
Individual battles, no penalty. One-on-one matchup with Lance Kendrick and Darrell Washington. You can see Darrell Washington jump the play. I think that's really, really good coverage. Doesn't get there too early, knocks the ball down.
5th 3 and out for the Rams in the game. Donnie Jones set to punt. Patrick Peterson deep. Jones aiming for the sideline. High kick, fair catch, waved for by Peterson. That was a real high kick. Good hang time, and the Cardinals will start from their 26-yard line with 3:14 remaining, and the Cardinals holding a 3-point lead. And Beanie Wells maybe limping a little bit, but he has put on quite a performance.
No time for limping now, Beanie. This game is on your shoulders with the Cardinals with the ball. 3:14 left. The Rams are going to have to start using their timeouts. Big series for both teams here.
Did you see that note? 2nd most in a single game in Cardinals history. LaShawn Johnson, the record at 214. It's the 2nd highest total in a game this season in the NFL. DeMarco Murray against the Rams had 253 yards. Here's Beanie. And not much. Give him a yard on the play. Up to the 27-yard line. The Rams have used the timeout, and they have 2 remaining. Well, you know, you often wonder about how teams will react, teams that don't have chances to make it to the postseason, and you can see both teams have played real hard in this game.
You work so hard as an NFL player and as a staff throughout the week that regardless of what your record is, winning a football game on Sunday means so much. Makes Monday morning so much easier, being able to go into work the next week on top of a win. That's why regardless if you're 3-7, 2-8, it still matters. It may not matter to a lot of fans, but it matters to these players.
2nd and 9 for the Cardinals. Alfonso Smith in the backfield now for the Cards. Here's Smith cutting it back. It's across the 30 up to the 32. We've got an update coming your way. And for that, let's go to the studio to Kurt Menefee.
Survival Sunday for the Jets and Bills, and right now it's the Jets pulling ahead late. Mark Sanchez with a career-high 4th touchdown pass. This one to Santonio Holmes, 16 yards with just over a minute to play, gives the Jets the lead by 4. Sam and Chad.
Thanks, Kurt. And Kurt was right about that. Jets have to have this game, otherwise their playoffs hopes would be going down the tubes. Rams have used another timeout. John Skelton to the sideline to talk things over. Each team with 1 timeout remaining. A little over 3 minutes to go. 4th quarter. And the Cardinals with a 3-point lead.
Here's the interesting strategy here, Sam. If the Cardinals do not get the first down and the clock is running, will Spagnuolo call the timeout or save it with this 2-minute drill?
Cardinals 2 for 10 on 3rd down conversions in the game. Chester Taylor in the backfield. LaRod Stevens-Howling is back there. Swing it out to Howling. Stevens-Howling with a 1st down. The quickness of LaRod Stevens-Howling. He took that pass from John Skelton in stride, and it's 1st down for the Cardinals at the 45, and the Rams use their last timeout.
A really nice play design there. John Skelton fakes the ball underneath, takes the swing pass to LaRod Stevens-Howling. Watch Skelton here as he takes the ball in shotgun. He's going to fake it to Chester Taylor, get Chris Long up the field. He loses leverage on Stevens-Howling. That's just like a run play, but you're using the passing game for it. Nice design by Mike Miller, the offensive coordinator.
Skelton coming up with a big play. The Cardinals now looking for one more 1st down. The Rams out of timeouts. In motion, Andre Roberts. Beanie Wells back in the backfield. Wells behind Sherman. Gets up to the 49, a pickup of 3 on the play for Beanie Wells. So a couple of big stories in this game for the Arizona Cardinals. Beanie Wells with a career game, and of course Patrick Peterson with the touchdown on the punt return.
Beanie Wells, the running game is the difference in this game. Patrick Peterson, the X factor with the punt return. These 2 guys have carried the load for the Cardinals.
Rams need a big play here. Rams need a turnover. They've got to find a way to get the ball back. It's Beanie Wells again. Wells in the Rams territory down to the 48-yard line. Picks up another 3 on the play. That brings up a 3rd and 3. And we've reached the 2-minute warning. Beanie Wells has tied the Cardinals all-time single-season rushing record. 2 minutes remaining. A 1st down here would put the game away for the Arizona Cardinals. Rams need a stop to get the ball back. LaRod Stevens-Howling falls forward, and he's got the 1st down. How about the little guy going into the middle and getting the 1st down?
Nice run by Stevens-Howling. He ducks up underneath a tackle and nice through for the 1st down. Game is now over for the St. Louis Rams.
Arizona Cardinals will make it 7 straight wins in St. Louis. Look at the little guy.
1st and 10, Arizona.
They're getting some big plays, and Larry Fitzgerald, he's loving it. Teams have really shut down and done their best to shut down Larry Fitzgerald, but you talk about a team man and a team leader. That's what Larry Fitzgerald is. Beanie Wells has tied the Cardinals' single game record for yards rushing with 214. And we've had a delay of game penalty against the Cardinals. That'll set them back 5. The clock stopped at 1:09. Next week, the Cardinals will be home for the first time in quite some time, since October the 23rd, or rather the game against the Rams. Here's Beanie Wells setting the Cardinals record. There it is. 14-yard gain for Beanie Wells, giving him 228 yards rushing, the all-time Cardinals record.
And I guarantee you someone told the coaches down on the field that he needed 1 more yard for that record.
You know what?
Because normally you would kneel the ball down, but he deserves it.
They wanted
put this team on his back.
They wanted badly to get him the record. You can tell that. There haven't been a lot of happy moments for the Cardinals, but this is one. The Cardinals have put it away. They have beaten the Rams 10 of the last 11, 7 straight times here in St. Louis. But the story of the game, a couple of heroes. Beanie Wells with the all-time single game record, rushing for 228 yards and a touchdown. And don't forget Patrick Peterson and the 80-yard punt return, his 4th punt return for a touchdown this season. And the Cardinals have defeated the Rams 23-20.